Yeah, I mean, this is our best bet, and just hoping he doesn't, Oh, block. Okay. What you got? Hey everyone, RaptorSpank here, and today we will be revisiting an old deck with ranked replay. I wanted to celebrate the end of the Monuments of Power season by reworking one of my favorite decks from the past. Battering Ram is a sweet Noxus unit that grows stronger over time, that comes with a ton of health and overwhelm. So the core plan of Rally Ram is to stick a Battering Ram and attack as often as possible. So let's go over what I've changed, beginning with the cuts from the old list. First, I dropped the 3 copies of Precious Pet because I think there's just a slightly better 1-drop we can go with, at least for where we're at in the meta right now. And some of the decks we're seeing, like particularly Go Hard being a deck that exists now, Precious Pet's going to be a lot easier to kill than he used to be. And while that wasn't necessarily a problem when we're playing stuff like Lucian, I think there's just better choices for where we want to be. I also dropped all 3 copies of War Chefs. After the nerfs, like, it was always a mediocre include in this deck to begin with, but after the nerfs to War Chefs, they're basically just really bad in the deck. They don't carry enough weight to really include them in this kind of deck, so the +1/+1 is just not going to be worth it with the Battering Ram when it comes attached to such a small body. So dropped all 3 of those. I also dropped the 3 copies of Arachnoid Sentry. This is debatable. I think Sentry is still in a fairly decent spot right now, but when we don't have a lot of things that synergize with the Sentry, like we don't have Ravenous Flock or anything like that, and I don't think there's really room in the deck to fit it in, then the stun's really only good for tapping down blockers, and I don't think that's really worth enough, and I think we can get a little more out of using different spells in this deck than going for the tap down blockers plan. I also dropped the one of Tiana Crown Guard. This is, again, debatable as well, but I just like another rally effect slightly better than her. But the fact that she does come down the turn after Battering Ram and curves very nice is... It was really strong about the old deck, and definitely makes this a bit questionable, but I think I prefer this change myself. And then I also dropped the one of Redoubled Valor. It's a little too cute, to be honest. There's too many ways to deal with it. You can kill it in response, you can counter the spell, you can obliterate it, so it's just too weak into this this post Call of the Mountain season. It's just I don't think Redoubled Valor is really worth running. I don't think there's enough things that are going to make it work well. I think you can kill Battering Ram too easily through this. So I think the Unyielding Spirits are worth keeping. I don't think the Redoubled Valor is going to be worth much. So what do we add to the list? First off, I mentioned that I thought there's a better 1-drop than Precious Pet, and that's a 3 of Cithri of Cloudfield. Pretty typical pick into this kind of list. I think right now the 1 extra health is worth more than the evasion, so I decided to go with her for something a little bigger, a little more threatening than 1 health units that are going to die to Go Hard. I kept Fleet Feather, but that's only because the fact that it can challenge things makes it really, really strong because it synergizes with a number of things. It can just serve as removal in general, but it helps to essentially force something to die to boost your Lucian, and then also it can help you trigger your Vanguard Redeemer to draw cards off of it if you're having trouble finding something like Battering Ram. I also went up 3 copies of Screeching Dragon. I think this is just a much better unit than something like War Chefs or Arachnoid Sentry. It has Challenger as Fury, so it's going to get better and bigger. So it basically works as a removal while also having a huge body. It's 4/5. It's really, really solid card. This sees a lot of play in Demacia decks, and this is no exception. I think it's just a really, really strong new card that this list can definitely benefit from using. Since, especially too, by having Challenger, it can set up better attacks for everything else. So if we're worried about something being able to kill our Battering Ram, we can pull it away with the Screeching Dragon. So this is just an all-star unit for Demacia that I think is a great addition to this list. I also went up 2 Ranger's Resolves. This is one of the most questionable new cards I'm putting in, to be honest, because for those of you who saw my original video, I mentioned that one of the core plans is to actually lose your units to level up Lucian very quickly. So basically keeping my units more healthy or alive isn't always going to be the best plan, but this does really help our backup plan of just being an aggro deck, and it helps us keep Lucian alive so that we can use extra Lucians as rally spells, etc. And that's the big reason I think it's worth running, especially when there's a fair amount of Piltover right now, which has a lot of 2 damage. Being able to use Ranger's Resolve can be pretty huge for negating the effect of their spells, so I think it's worth including right now, but it's definitely one of the more questionable ones. In a similar vein, 2 copies of Sharp Sight. This is a great pump spell, just in general, and it helps us deal with elusive threats in the rare chance that we run into a problem like that. So it can help us keep our units alive through removal, it can keep them alive through combat, it can help something like Lucian or Katarina, well especially Lucian, kill something without taking damage because of the quick attack. So that's all really good. It can keep our stuff alive through challengers or single combats, etc., or make single combat better for us because now we can Sharp Sight and single combat. It's just all around a great, great card that is very versatile and lets us do a lot of things. And then finally, I mentioned that there was some I liked better than Tiana Crown Guard. I think I debated a lot about this with the original list, but now with speed being as important as it is, I just really like the addition of a Shun Po instead of Tiana. Paying 7 mana for something that's kind of a 7/7 vanilla, essentially, that can get chump blocked very easily, that has rally attached to it, it's just not as good. I'd rather be able to do chip damage to something so that my overwhelm is better, or kill a unit outright while then also rallying so we can get more attacks in with our Battering Ram. So I think this is just better than Tiana for what our deck is trying to do. So I think that's just a great change to make. Yeah, so that's the updates. You can find the deck code as well as the deck link in the description below if you want to try it out for yourself. But how will the deck do in Masters? Let's find out. Okay, Ezreal Swain. Interesting. Obviously the scarier thing here is stuff like Noxie and Guillotine could be problematic for us, as well as a way for them to stun our Battering Ram. Unyielding Spirit's tempting, but without the actual... Oh, okay, we'll try this. I'm not wholly confident in this. Okay, well there's the Battering Ram at least. Ooh, double Cithria is not bad. How worried are we of them playing something this turn? I think we are. I think we're gonna try to... Yeah. Well... Okay, maybe we'll play out our hand. With 2 more 1-drops, this is probably worth it, even if they... What our biggest concern is a House Spider this turn, so... Okay, well they didn't play anything, so... Sounds like we might have done the right thing. I'm presuming if they didn't play a House Spider there, that they're looking at Mystic Shot or Death's Hand. Death's Hand, okay. That's honestly, yeah, that's the best case scenario, because they still only kill one of our units, and they use up all of their mana for that. We get a pretty good chunk in there, so that's it's pretty good. And from here on out, if we lose stuff, we can Vanguard Redeemer, so that's cool. That is where we want to be. Yeah, I think we just swing. Let him kill something. Vanguard Redeemer. Okay, so he's going to do that. He's just going to get Ezreal to 3, Swain to 5. We get 2 more damage through, draw a card. Nice. Probably going to play Screeching Dragon next turn regardless. Ooh, we get to attack on the Battering Ram turn. That's pretty good. Ooh, Shun was not bad. Alright, we'll play Screeching Dragon. Well, apparently he's thinking pretty heavily there. Okay, chump one, that's fine. If he swings, we'll trade the Redeemer with that. We don't want our Screeching Dragon to take damage yet. Now, hopefully he doesn't have damage plus Scorched Earth / Guillotine for this Battering Ram. Hopefully Battering Ram lives. Or he just thinks it's not a threat yet. That's our ideal. Oh, is he going to stun it? Oh, he's going to stun Screeching Dragon. Okay. We're fine with that. Maybe I should... No, it's still good to swing with everything. That's still correct. Nope. Can he kill Battering Ram this turn? Does he have the thing to kill it? And does he pull the trigger on it? What's he at for Ezreal? 2 more? So if he has Guillotine, he can Guillotine? He definitely has something that can deal with that, so he should play it. I don't know that he will, but he definitely should play it. Because if he gives us 1 more turn, he's going to probably regret that. Because then he'll need to double up. Or else we'll Unyielding Spirit. Okay, interesting. Well, now I at least know why he did that. Ooh, Swain's very close to leveled up. Oh, well, we get to untap, so how much mana can we spend? 2? Yeah, that's fine. So we'll play Fleet Feather Tracker here. We're trying to get him to cast that on Battering Ram. Okay. Does he have another one in hand? Does he have a second one? That will force him to use all of his mana, though. Oh! There we go. We are in great shape now. Now we are in phenomenal shape. Even if he Static Shock kills both of these, we can swing again, hit him, and then Shunpo to rally and swing again. So I think we might be close to having this. So we're going to have, what, 8+1? He's going to Guillotine with the... I assume that was fleeting, right? That was a fleeting one, maybe? I assume he's still... Yeah, okay. I assume he's still got his copy. Okay, well. Ooh, and a Katarina. Oh, that's almost lethal. Oh, actually, this is lethal. We just win. Yeah. GG.
They don't know what they're up against.
What are we at health total-wise? Oh, 19. Yeah, we win. Alright, Shunpo. Oh, wait. Oh, I always forget that you can't cast this on the Nexus, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All we need to do is rally. My opponent is actually dead on several different degrees. So we rally here. So he has to kill this, plus stun this, and we can still Katarina Blade's Edge kill him. So we are in exceptionally good shape. Yeah, that's not how that works. yeah, yep. Not how that works. Pretty good though. Not a bad start right there. Got there in the end with our Battering Ram and using Unyielding Spirit, so that was exactly how we drew it up. Perfect. So on to the next. Huh. Alright. Lulu Noxus. Oh, it's Grappler. Huh. Darius Lulu. Weird. That's a weird one. So I'm assuming we're going to see stuff like Kato here, probably. We'll keep a Battering Ram, but I guess we'll pitch the rest of this. I mean, Vanguard Redeemer can be good. Maybe we'll keep that, but we'll get rid of the Ranger's Resolve and Screeching Dragon. Hope to find a little bit of a better curve. So I have a feeling we'll have to play kind of defensively here. That is atrociously bad. That is terrible. Not at all what we wanted to see there. Big problem here is that Ionia could be very bad for us. Lulu has how much? 3? Okay. That's fine. So if he plays Lulu, I'll just have the I'll use single combat here. Oh, Ballista. Weird. Yeah, there's no real advantage to waiting and blocking and then single combat, so guess we just take the 4 here. Little unfortunate, but all we can do. Draw a card. Okay, so 3 is actually pretty good for what's going on right now. Okay. Relentless Pursuit is good because we're gonna have to win pretty quick on the on turn 6. Alright, so we'll play Cythria and then bank the 3. And we're gonna look to play Screeching Dragon this turn. Okay. It's gonna be a hit, that's for sure. But we can take a little bit less. Oh god, we can Unyielding Spirit already? Okay. That's, concerning. That is very concerning. What else you got? Oh lord. Do I have to Ranger's Resolve here? Does that have me dead? No, and if I Ranger's Resolve, I go to 4, so I'm still dead to... wow. So I'm still dead to Decimate regardless. Okay, so that is Noxus Ionia spell, so I think he's probably testing for the Exile Blade deck that's coming. So, interesting. We're probably dead here. There's so many different things he could have that deals 2 to us. So how do we even possibly live here? Yeah, I mean, this is our best bet, and just hoping he doesn't, oh, block. Okay. What you got? Nopeify? Oh, okay, yep. That'll do it. Alright, that's unfortunate. He had, yeah, he had insane nuts there. He needed everything he had, pretty much. He had all of the pump spells and all of the evasion to get through. Interesting deck, so that'll be something worth at least looking at, for the next patch. I think Lulu's a terrible way of going about it. I don't really see what Lulu offers to the deck, but that's definitely a neat brew. Might have to give that a try once the next patch comes out. Well, with all the Exile Blade stuff coming out. But oh well, he had the nuts running, so we can't win that one, and we still almost did. If he didn't have Noxian Fervor or some other direct damage burn, we won that game. So that's not bad, not bad. On to the next. All right, Deep Monsters. See how this goes. This might not be too bad. I guess we're just looking to dodge Vengeance. Although Riptide would be pretty bad too. Let's see. Screeching Dragon even good? I don't think so. Katarina is debatably good, but I think we'll keep this aggressive curve here. We'll keep the Senna over the Katarina. Battering Ram, nice. Alright, I mean, Katarina's not awful. Turn 1 Jettison. Why? Just why? Why would you do that? I'm very confused. You could have just banked the mana. Just very, very weird. Alright, well. Yeah, we'll push a little bit of damage in. Make way for our Katarina, well, not Katarina, but Senna to be fairly safe in attacking. I don't know when we're going to actually play her, but... Right, Katarina can actually, yeah, we'll Blaze Edge probably this. That's probably worth more than doing one extra damage to their Nexus. Oh, you know what? This is actually solid to lead on something like a 1-drop, I suppose, but it's probably not worth it. Yeah, we'll do this. Like that, I think. Yeah, that's probably for the best. And we'll set up a Vanguard Redeemer draw. Wow, interesting. I mean, we'll take it if he wants to block and trade with that. We lost another Slaughter Dock. What's he at? He's got to be getting close, right? Or semi-close to too deep. I suppose I could just play Katarina again and attack. Don't think we're going to, though. He is actually farther away than I thought. There's a good chance we're just going to play Katarina on the next turn.
I'm actually here.
Can we play Katarina plus... Yeah, we can. We can play Katarina plus the Battling Allies damage one.
Remember the fallen.
Alright, draws the card. Okay. So next turn we get to play and swing with a Battering Ram, so that's not bad. Ooh, Unyielding Spirit is nice. I didn't even see what he lost there. He's close to deep though.
Blood and guts, golden glory.
Oh, I can't actually play it. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll play Screeching Dragon then.
Give me the stuff! Stuff make happy!
Okay, Shipwreck Hoarder, Deadbloom, Salvage. Okay. Not yet to the point that Slaughter Docks will do anything.
Sell into him!
Okay. 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 There you go. That makes more sense. Okay. We'll see what he plays next turn, but we are going to start Battering Ramming, if we can. Okay, he is going to get something off Slaughter Docks now. Oh! Oh! That was an interesting jettison. Huh. That's all of his atrocities, almost certainly. Ooh, and he lost another Devourer. I mean, I assume he's got Nautilus in hand, and that will get him his cards back. Ooh, and that's also about one of the better things for us for him to have there. Although it is still a big body, which is a problem for our Battering Ram to deal with. Do we try to protect Battering Ram with Screeching Dragon, maybe?
See how handsome I do?
I don't know. I don't know if we do that. Decisions. I really don't know what we go for here. Oh, I guess we don't swing with that. That would be bad. Yeah, I guess we'll take that. We'll just throw the Screeching Dragon away. Well, I suppose it didn't matter, did it? Well, let's see if he has another Devourer, or is he out? He's definitely low. Ooh, I can Katarina plus Relentless Pursuit. Okay. He's trying to find Nautilus then. I guess we do kind of want to play Unyielding Spirit at some point here. So we kind of want to bank the most.
No going back.
Do I swing with Katarina? I suppose right now I'm not really punished for swinging with Katarina.
Only fools hesitate.
Although he can just block with one of these Dreg Dredgers, but that's wild. Grasp of the Undying. Huh. Okay, so the big problem here with using Unyielding Spirit is that if he does have one more Devourer, we're in trouble. I can't remember if he does or not. Oh, that's actually way better. Okay. So, we swing with this. Kind of worried of that last Vengeance. Kind of worried about the last Vengeance. Oh man. Okay, this has its own problems, but am I dead here? That's a better question. Am I dead here? Seven, 13? I think I'm dead, right? No matter what happens, we go to 0. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. Unlucky. Unlucky. They had just enough. I guess I should have gone for extra combat attacks that turn because that was my only chance. Yep. Well, Battering Ram definitely struggling against much of the meta. Not to be not surprising, but unfortunate. Okay, Yasuo Katarina Tempo. This is probably a pretty terrible matchup for us, but we'll see. We definitely want to go aggro here for sure. I don't think Relentless Pursuit's actually good. I don't know about Vanguard Redeemer either here. We'll keep the Lucian, but we kind of have to run our opponent down. And yeah, our deck really doesn't want us to. That's pretty unfortunate, to be honest. I guess we go Lucian into Katarina, which isn't awful, but they're going to have lots of stuns and things like that. That's going to make it very, very hard for us to actually win this game. But I guess we'll just we'll do what we can. Play the Katarina. Get our Blade's Edge. We have the mana to cast it, at least. That's the one advantage to not being able to do anything on turn 1. This is definitely the matchup we wanted to 1-drop, though, and we had 6 on our deck, so it wasn't that unlikely, especially when we mulliganed 3 cards. But unfortunately, they didn't want it to work out for us. Weird. Is it worth? I guess we just hit them with this, right? I don't think there's any advantage to hitting anything else. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of fine with us not having Katarina level up here, and just having board presence just in case. Oh, there's our Battering Ram at least. That's unfortunate. I wanted to play House Fighters first. But hey, we can play House Fighters here and bank the single combat. I don't think my opponent's just going to play the Katarina. That would be an interesting play if they played Katarina and went for an extra attack. Okay, Yasuo's scary. Actually, you know what? Not that scary. We play Screeching Dragon here. See what he does. We can single combat with Yasuo if he goes shields down. Yeah, I think we just swing with everything, right? And see what he goes for here. Obviously, any stun is bad for us because that would have Yasuo killing our thing. So there's a good chance we'll go for single combat anyways. Oh, 2 spells means okay. Yep, that's great. Perfect. 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 Weird. Weird. Very bizarre. The order in which he chose to do that, and we are going to heavily punish that. I don't know why he did concussive palm then recall. That was not well done, to be quite honest. But we'll take it. We'll take it. Not bad. Ooh, we can play Battering Ram now. Yeah. Do we want to lose this? I don't think so. So yeah, we'll just play Battering Ram. See what he does. At least the bright side is, oh, that is rude. Does not even begin to describe what that is. Yeah. All right.
Worry about me.
Well, let's see what our opponent does.
I'm actually here.
If he has Intimidating Roar.
I'll do my best. Only fools hesitate.
We gotta kill this Minotaur. If I got even one attack in with Battering Ram, we would have been fine. So he had the perfect time to play Minotaur Reckoner. Unfortunately for us. I guess I should have really seen that coming. It's not that unusual. Ooh, Katarina level up, right.
No one gets in my way.
See what he does. Because it is very possible for us to sneak a win in at some point here. If he plays like another Minotaur Reckoner, for example, we win.
All will kneel before Noxus.
That's close. That's close. He doesn't have the Nopify. That's what we were most worried about.
A real battle.
Burn away the shadows.
Okay. Does he have Yasuo's Steel Tempest?
I'll make this quick. Hold the line.
That would have him dead, depending on what happens.
Nothing personal.
also would have him dead.
Hold the line.
He has to have Steel Tempest. I think that's the only stun at 2 mana, right? And Blade's Edge. Oh, double Blade's Edge for the Screeching Dragon. That would work. Oh, and we got there. Alright. Not bad. He did not have the Steel Tempest, and that's what we were most worried about. But, yeah, I mean, we will absolutely take that, even if that's a little bit of a weird fringe deck. But, yeah, that's, that's Rally Rams for you. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Definitely has some issues, but we'll talk about that more in the wrap-up. Alright, so how did Rally Rams do in our replay, our look at it again? It's been a long time since I played this deck. I haven't done a Stiff Brew in quite a long time, but this was one of my favorite Stiff Brews, if not my all-time favorite Stiff Brew. It really competes. It's this and Legion Marauder, which is probably... Well, it is my best performing video I ever made was Legion Marauder, the ranked replay. Those two decks are easily my favorite Stiff Brews I've ever done. They're just really fun cards to play around, and so definitely enjoyed looking at Battering Ram again, and this time getting to play in Masters too, so that's pretty cool. The deck did okay. Honestly, it did okay. I was kind of hoping for a little bit better, but 2-2 is not the worst that could have happened. And the more important part, I think, is just how close those games were. Our losses were so close. I probably could have played the Deep Monsters game a little bit better. Should have played Katarina, gone for the extra attacks, forced them to block a little bit. So I could have started... chunking through some of their units, but that one was a little disappointing. It's possible I could have won that if I played a little bit better, but we were kind of in a rough spot. Kind of unlikely to win there. My best case scenario I was thinking was that I had to just guarantee it lived and then go for the extra attack, but that was the wrong play for sure. Maybe we could have gotten there, and then yeah. Yeah, Grappler had the nuts, so we're not gonna beat that. And that was still very, very close. If he didn't have the Noxian Fervor or some other form of burn, we had that. It is Noxus, though, so they are fairly likely to have burn. That is a neat deck, though. I am going to have to try a variant of that when the new patch comes out. Just probably won't use Lulu, because I don't really think Lulu's the best angle to go out with that. But a neat deck. We played against mostly unusual decks, I'd say. Ezreal Swain's not unheard of, but it's definitely... Obviously, but it's definitely slid down the rankings quite a bit, I'd say. So that one's not a huge deck in the meta right now. And then Yasuo Tempo's a fringe deck, but and same with Deep Monsters is probably like B tier at this point, I'd say, in the meta. But they're we didn't play against a real core meta deck, I'd say. So that's a little bit unfortunate for trying to see how the deck does, but all in all, fun. Look at it again. Unyielding Spirits is definitely still good. Shumpo, good, great. In fact, I think Shumpo over Tiana is definitely a good idea, because in this kind of meta, we need to be faster. As shown, the games we lost, we were so close to being fast enough, but just not quite enough, and that was really the difference maker, unfortunately. So that kind of ruined it for us. So the Shumpo over Tiana choice just speeds the deck up, because that's a lot sooner than Tiana. I mean, we can't do it on the same turn as Battering Ram, but we can do it instead of Battering Ram if we're not on the Battering Ram plan, if we can't find it. Although we didn't have really any trouble finding our Battering Rams in these games, so that was pretty sweet to see it pretty consistently do what we were trying to do. But yeah, so I think faster things like Shumpo is fine, and also dealing damage to clear the way for Battering Ram is pretty good. Sharp Sight, really good. We only saw it, I think, once, really, but it was still pretty strong. Ranger's Resolve might not be worth including, especially since we have the Lucian plan, but I didn't hate having it in my hand. I just never ended up casting it because it was just not quite the right time to cast it. Sharp Sight, I do like the idea of that, because there was a pretty decent combo available for my Battering Ram there, where I could have Sharp Sighted it to heal it, just to keep it out of the way of Devourer, so I think that's reasonably strong, and I think Screeching Dragon also came up pretty big here. I think a little bit better than Arachnid Sentry, but kind of hard to say. Using the Sentry to tap down blockers was always very powerful, and that might still be pretty good. I think I like the Cythria better than the Precious Pet, although maybe there was a couple of places we could have forced more damage through by having Precious Pet instead of her, but I think she's a pretty solid change. So all in all, pretty happy with where I went with the deck now. I think the new version's pretty solid, pretty good look at it. So Call of the Mountains added a couple of neat things, although it's still not huge contributions to the deck, and I think it is still better than going like Darius Apprehend for the deck. I think it's better to do something consistent like Katarina. So yeah, I think dropping stuff like Redoubled Valor and some of the weaker things like the nerf to War Chefs is a really great thing for the deck, and I think the other changes definitely felt fairly solid. So yeah, all in all, I think the deck's still as fun as ever. It's still not particularly strong in the meta compared to like the best decks in the format. I think it was probably better at the time that I originally did this deck, but it's still pretty close, and you can get really close in a lot of games. So definitely a fun deck. Great thing to try out if you're looking for something fairly interesting, and also I think this deck could actually be pretty close to a very competitive deck going into the next expansion. Hard to say, but I was like looking over this deck as I was playing it and workshopping it for the ranked replay, and I'm realizing this is a pretty solid deck for Plaza. So I might have to give it a try next expansion, even if I drop Battering Ram for something else. I think this is a neat shell that might see a lot more play in the future. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment below, and subscribe for more videos just like it.